Hey, what's up, guys? It's Upstart here. It's Scarce here, making a setup tour finally. A lot of people have been asking for this. Legacy, this is for you, bro, for sure. And yeah, so we'll make more cut commentaries and stuff if you guys want me to. Just let me know in the comments. But we'll get right to doing a setup tour. So let me flip the camera around. Alright guys, so I've tried to hide all of my personal information off of this video, hopefully, because I know some people, Bran, will try to hunt me down and find out where I live. So with that being said, let's try to get into this. So it's not the prettiest setup, there's no doubt about that, but it definitely gets the job done. Let me show you guys, I got a bunch of mouse pads here for sure. I got never-ending supply. Don't worry about what happened to my mouse pad. The Artisan. I have Artisan mouse pad. I got SteelSeries, Logitech. And these are all fairly good condition, new. So I have a lot of different mouse pads. I have one of the wall hack hard pads. These are good too. I don't really use them very much, if I'm being honest. Currently, I'm just using a SteelSeries QCK. So that's what I have for mouse pads. I'm usually using a QCK, if I'm being honest. I have all these different pads, but I'm usually using a QCK. I have a bunch of different keyboards. A lot of these are broken, so my HyperX keyboard I have here. This is one I'll use for sure. And then I have a SteelSeries Apex Pro. These are the two that I currently switch between, besides the Wooting that I'm actually using right now. So if I'm not using a Wooting, I'm using one of those, either the Apex Pro or the HyperX keyboard. Everything else is actually has a key that's broken. So I don't know why my Razer keyboards like to break on me after a couple months of use. Okay, not a couple months, after several months, if I'm being honest, but I feel they do break pretty easily. I also have a bunch of these what's it called, bungees, mouse bungees. But yeah, I have a bunch of backup Zowie mice, EC2 CWs, and you'll notice these have glass mouse gates, which I think is always fun. I have wired versions also in here. Yeah, this is just my backup mice in case my main mouse breaks. I always have something. I have 4 different mice here, and I also have one of these blood pressure detectors here. I don't know why, but yeah. So this is my backup mice collection. If my mouse breaks, I can just switch to one of these guys. Yeah, I have 20 mouse bungees too. A bunch of them are in my closet, but I have 5 different mouse bungees as well. Back when wireless wasn't the thing. Alright, so for the setup, I don't know what kind of mic I have, but I'll leave it in the description somewhere. I have a Zowie 240Hz monitor. Got a Wooting keyboard. I think this is, I'll leave this in the description. I think it's the 80 HE or something like that. For a mouse, I have the Superlight as my backup. So I have a Superlight as a backup, and I have the Zowie ECTCW as my main mouse that I use. And I have that set up on a bungee, but yeah, I use it wireless. For a desk, I have this desk from IKEA, which is great because you can crank it up whenever you want it to be higher. I love that you can just make it really big whenever you want, or you can make it really low. I usually play my desk really low. I think a lot of pros do as well. So more mouse pads. This one's a little bit more worn, unfortunately. For my second monitor, I have a 144Hz monitor that I don't use, but my fiance used to use it as her main monitor. Now she has a 240Hz, so I use this one as my secondary monitor. I should probably flip it sideways. That'd be a good idea. I have a drawing tablet that I don't use, but that's there. I think that's really it when it comes to the physical setup. I'll put my specs in the description for my PC. But let's move on to the actual in-game settings and Windows settings that I use. Alright guys, time for the Windows setup. So I will show you a few things I do on the Windows end of things, like just how I play basically. So there's a few things I change whenever I get on a computer. Firstly, I'd say the power settings, best performance, as you can see, and then also I don't know why, but I always play on balanced. I don't think it matters, but I always play on balanced, but high performance would be the smart call, I would say. So put it on high performance settings for power. I change Nvidia settings. So this for me, it's like depends on the day. I change these, I don't know, semi-frequently. So, but this is at least like, I'd say performance is what I most of the time use. So performance for Nvidia and 3D settings. Everything that comes off of performance whenever you switch it. Power management, I put that to prefer maximum performance. Pre-rendered frames, I set that to 1. And that's really about it, to be honest with you. It's really about it. Desktop color settings. Lately I've been putting digital vibrance on max, but that's kind of like how I feel on a certain day sort of thing. Sometimes I just play with it on default, no digital vibrance, then other times I play with it maxed out. I think CS2 is definitely more of a vibrant game, so you really don't need to add that much digital vibrance, for sure. Desktop size and position, that's like a hit or miss thing. I feel like I play on native, so it doesn't really matter that much, to be honest. Yeah, so a lot of times I play on aspect ratio, sometimes I play on full screen, sometimes I play on no scaling. It really doesn't, like playing on 1920 by 1080, it really doesn't matter a whole lot, I don't think. But yeah, so that's really about it on the Nvidia side. None of this other stuff I don't really touch. I don't think anything else besides the settings I went over really matter too much. I do use mouse acceleration, so I use an app called Custom Curve Pro. This app is awesome because it lets you save like profiles. So if you can literally like, I have all these profiles I've made. So if I'm like, wow, this curve was really good. A couple months ago that I was using, I could just switch to it anytime I want. Speaking of mouse acceleration, I don't use Windows mouse acceleration. I always have that off. So enhanced pointer position is off. Yeah, cursor speed is on default, so 10. I don't put that faster or slower. But yeah, Custom Curve Pro I highly recommend this app if you're interested in using mouse accel. I don't know if I'd recommend it from like a FPS standpoint because I would say it's like maybe a better player at all, but I use mouse accel and I've been using it since I think June of last year, so we're coming on almost a year of using mouse acceleration. I like it because it adds another layer of the game that's fun. But yeah, you have all these default curves. I use precision, I use natural. If you guys want me to make like a custom curve tutorial video, let me know. There's a lot of really cool like different things you could do with this program. I think negative accel is like one of the funnest ones. So like you could flip your curve around. I like how you can just move around your curve, by the way. Like you could just any sort of like way you want it to look, you can just move it around. But you could do like reverse acceleration, like it slows down. Like I think that's super cool. But yeah, if you guys want a mouse accel video, let me know. I'll do it. Alright, that's my Windows settings in a nutshell. I'll show you guys my Steam CS2 settings. Alright guys, we'll next do the in-game settings. We can't not start it off with quick little case unboxing because who knows, might get something crazy, right? No way. Oh my gosh, guys, I got a Dragon Tech. Dude, I've always wanted one of these. That's great. Yeah, I know Brandon will appreciate that, so I had to keep this in the video, of course. Alright, so let's go over some in-game stuff real quick. I think we should do like, I don't know, left to right, so we'll start with settings. Yeah, Yeah, I don't change this very much. I don't really mess around with the in-game gamma. I think it's supposed to be 110 by default. I don't know, but 113 is what I've been using, so that's fine. Yeah, I don't really mess around with this. I use full screen, widescreen, 60 by 9, 1920 by 1080. That's really about it. I always play full screen. That's probably the main thing I care about. Yeah, player contrast disabled, VSync disabled, Nvidia. I never use the low latency mode, to be honest, because I already get a solid amount of frames anyway, so I just don't think there's really a point. It probably is better, though. Yeah, I don't VSync, I don't turn any of that stuff on. And I just use pretty basic settings, I would say. But yeah, feel free to take a screenshot. This is what it is. Alright, my HUD, I do make it a little tighter because I'm usually pretty close to the screen, if you guys could tell already. So that way I can kind of see all the edges of the map while still being pretty close. Audio, crisp, EQ profile, perspective correction off. Those are the settings I mostly care about. Besides that, though, my audio settings are pretty basic. Play audio in background, of course. My HUD, I don't really mess around with too much with that, to be honest. Keyboard and mouse. I mess around with this a lot. Like, you could find me using 0.5 at 400. So I use 400 DPI currently. Sometimes I use like 3200. I don't know if I would recommend to copy my sense because I change it so frequently. So it's not really a huge point in that. Plus I use mouse acceleration, so I'm using 4 currently at 400 DPI with mouse accel. And I've been using this for like a couple days. But you'll also find me using, I think 1 at 400 is what I was using a lot of. Yeah, so I changed my sensitivity and DPI quite a lot. So there's really not a huge point in copying what I use. Like I said, I also use custom curved mouse accel, so it's like, yeah. That's what I enjoy using. So yeah, that's my settings. Inventory wise, got a butterfly lore, but it's not like a good quality, I don't think. I'm not really too into skin, so I really, yeah, it's battle scarred, so it's really not. People say it looks like shit, to be honest. So it's a pretty garbage knife, probably. Gloves. These gloves aren't anything crazy. What else? Bloodsport. I got the ROPS stickers, but they're kind of scratched off. He left phase, you know, so I had to scratch him off, dude. Got to get the Vitality ROPS going in. Service medals. Got the print stream deagle. Can't go wrong with that. Makes your clips look spicy. Yeah, nothing really crazy in the skin department, so. Loadout, what kind of loadout do I run? So for CTE, I just like to have the M4A1S and the M4A4. It's really what I care about. CZ I like to have, and then a USPS. So as long as I have those things, that's what I care about. T-side, really nothing too special here. I like to have the CZ auto and AK, of course. I got a scout, that's exciting. No dualies though, no dualies out here. What else? I think that's really about it on the CS2 settings side. So just once again, when it comes to the mouse sensitivity though, I use 400 DPI currently. That changes often. Sometimes I go as high up as like 3200. But I'd say mostly I stick with 400 DPI. I just realized I didn't show you guys my monitor settings, so let me go do that. Alright guys, this is the last part of the video. I just wanted to show you guys firstly my PC specs, what they are. So I have a Ryzen 9 5950X, and I also have an Nvidia 3080. Doesn't say that anywhere here, but I do have one, I swear. And then my memory, I have 32 GB of RAM. Yeah, so that's the PC specs. I do have a 240 Hz monitor, and I'll show you my settings. I don't really mess with these as much. When I first got the Zowie monitor, I changed these a lot just to figure out what I like. I generally don't have DIAC on. Block equalizer is 1. Color vibrance is 18. Low blip blue light 0, instant mode on, picture mode FPS 1. I don't think it matters really what picture mode you're on. Brightness is at 100, contrast is 80, sharpness is 10, gamma is on 3, color potential are normal, AMA is on high. And just so you know which monitor I have the XL2546. Yeah, I'm gonna show you something cool that you may not know is that there are actually hidden settings. Hidden Zowie settings. I think these are awesome. So there's a hidden menu actually for like the intensity of like your and like the area for like the diac. Like I notice a difference. I don't think it really matters, but feel free to mess around with those, I guess. Yeah, that's really about it. I do on the mouse side of things, I use 1000 polling rate. If I missed anything, you guys let me know, but this is the video and these are my settings as of 4/19/2025. Yeah, I would say I'm consistently level 10, so these are level 10 settings, but like I said, I use mouse Excel, so I wouldn't recommend copying because I have like so many different curves, so there's really no point in copying. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys want next.